What's going on, everybody? It's Mitch. Welcome back to another Christmas video. As always, my channel is all about sharing Christmas goodies that I have collected throughout the year. And basically at the end of the year is where we can just let everything that I purchased throughout the year shine when we decorate, and there's a Christmas explosion all over our home. So today is yet another video of some vintage goodies that I purchased that I'm excited to share with you that might spark some memories of your childhood. And they're basically these vintage satin ornaments. And what I love about these is they remind me of my childhood, because growing up, my grandma gave us a set of gold satin balls, and they weren't decorated at all. They were just basic satin balls, and I just remember them being extra fuzzy as we got older because of age and wear and tear. But I always loved them, even though gold isn't really one of my favorite Christmas colors. Maybe it was because she gave them to us. But what I love about these is that somebody took the time to decorate them in their own special way. And it's so funny how some of them are very ornate and some of them are a little less decorated. And it makes you wonder if it was a family project where, you know, the mom took more time, or maybe the dad took more time to decorate, and the kid was just like, this is all I'm gonna do. Or maybe it was the dad that said, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just want to stick these in there and be done with it. But each one kind of tells their own little story. And that's what I love about these. And I have a whole bunch of them here on the tree. I ordered 2 different sets of ornaments from 2 different sellers. And one was basically a red set of satin balls that they decorated. Well, I don't know if the people that I bought it from decorated them, but they found them and sold them. And this is exactly what I remember about the gold ornaments that my grandma had, was this little pipe cleaner hook, because it made it kind of hard to hang them on the tree. And some of them had really short little hooks on there. But you know, it's good memories nonetheless. And I don't even know what happened to the gold ones that my parents had, unfortunately. I wish I would have been able to keep them, but I have these to replace them. And I love the huge change from ornament to ornament. Like this one looks like a giant apple with some decorative trim on it, but it's simple, but it makes a statement. And so I'm really looking forward to putting these on the vintage tree. And you might be noticing this tree here. This was another wonderful find and addition. This is a new tree. I found this on eBay. If you watched a previous video of mine, I explained how I purchased another 7.5-foot tree from Amazon and got a really good deal on it. Well, this one I found on eBay, and I really took a chance on this one because it is a very large, very wide 7.5-foot tree. And as you can see, the branches are very molded. It's not all that less expensive material, but actual molded branches that really make it look real. It's pre-lit, which is not something that I tend to purchase these days, because if the lights go out, then you kind of have a tree that's kind of not usable. I mean, you could put new lights on them, but I like to purchase trees that are not pre-lit, so you can change the look of the tree by changing the type of lights that you put on it. But I paid $70 for this 7.5 foot tree, and I was nervous about purchasing from eBay, but it is such a good buy, and the tree is gorgeous, and I'm very happy with it. And I just lost an ornament. But back to these gorgeous ornaments that I purchased. There's a variety of sizes, like there's even a tiny little one here that is kind of a pinkish color. And again, it's very simple. There's just tiny, tiny little stars that they put on there. So, you know, like I said, the thing that I love about vintage stuff is there has to be a lot of history involved with these. And I love the fact that I can then bring them home and give them new life, because maybe they have been put away for a while and not really living their best life. And so I get the opportunity to, you know, give it a new home and appreciate it. Some of these are very ornate. This one kind of has a crazy hook on it, but this one, they really spent a lot of time putting different colors and different types of pins. And they really liked to put these little dangly bits at the end, which I think are cool. But that's why it kind of leads me to believe that either the people that made these were extremely creative, or there were just many different people involved in the creative process. And so each one has its own character. And I think they're really cool. Even down to this one, which is not actually push pins or sequins or anything, but like a quilted pattern that somebody had made. And how cool is that? I mean, I am not that crafty. I would not be able to do that, but I can appreciate it when somebody else can. And this one kind of made me laugh, because they just glued like a rose on the bottom of it and put some trim around it and called it good. But again, there's nothing wrong with that, and it creates interest on the tree, and it's not something that most other trees are going to have. So, you know, I'm lucky enough to have this on my tree to make it unique. I really liked this one. The ball is flocked, and they made a little tree on it. Now the ornament itself is broken, but I don't care. I'm still gonna use it. But they made it into little trees on both sides, which I think is really cute. And I'll just find a way to stick a hook in there, or maybe I can just nestle it into the tree without a hook on it, and it should stay because it's flocked, so it's not as slippery as others. And another one that I have here is this pretty blue one, and I'm not much for blue at Christmas time either. I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to the red and the green, but I don't discriminate. You know, everything that's Christmassy, I will make work regardless. And this one is very, very ornate. But I wanted to share these with you, and in hopes that maybe you had similar satin ball ornaments growing up, and that maybe you still have them and you were lucky enough to keep yours. And like I said, I wish I still had the gold ones that my grandma had given to us. It's funny how you remember, I still remember them being in a white cardboard box, and I don't know if that's how they came, but that's how they were given to us. So again, I encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already to see what we end up doing with these. Obviously, this isn't how our tree is going to look at Christmas time. The tree just came in, and so we threw it up so I would be able to have a place to showcase these ornaments, as well as a bunch of other vintage ornaments that I have purchased that I will be showing you in an upcoming video. I hope you take care, and I will see you in the next video.